Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a good Sunday. Getting my live in for the day, and I'm just gonna go live on Facebook too. I've got my dog Layla here right next to me. What you doing? She's actually, I know what she's doing. She's waiting for the light to go across the wall so she can chase it. But today, since I just posted the video earlier today about my writing journey and my journey towards becoming an author, I wanted to talk about something that I briefly mentioned in that video, which is a book called The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. It's all about breaking through the blocks and how to win your internal creative battles. Hello. Okay, so I'm actually going to share just this really great article that I found. I'm going to move this a little bit because it really sums up the book well. I would highly recommend reading this book if you want to write a book or pursue anything creative that feels really overwhelming. It's not just for authors and writers, but it definitely really helped me break through my win the final battle when I was trying to finish my book and I was feeling a lot of resistance. So quick summary of this book. Essentially, it says 3 things. Number 1, resistance is what keeps us from sitting down and doing our work. Number 2, most of us have 2 lives, the life we live before we turn pro or professional and the life after. What are you doing, babe? Hold on, let me let this little muffin go. Come on, thank you. Okay, hey, how's it going? All right, so, and the last thing, resistance hates it when we turn pro. So the 5 big ideas here, and I'm reading an article on samuelthomasdavies.com that sums this book up really well. So here are the 5 big ideas that are preventing you from finishing your creative endeavor, finishing your book, whatever it is. 1, resistance cannot be seen, touched, heard, or smelled, but it can be felt. We experience it as an energy field radiating from a work in potential. It is a repelling force. It's negative. Its aim is to shove us away, distract us, and prevent us from doing our work. If you take resistance at its word, you deserve everything you get. The awakening artist must be ruthless, not only with herself, but with others. The best and only thing that one artist can do for another is to serve as an example and an inspiration. And the power to take charge is in your hands, and all you have to do is believe it. All right, so I'm going to keep on going here because it particularly gets into some things about writing that I found really, really interesting. So it's not the writing part that is hard. What's hard is sitting down to write. That is so true. I cannot tell you how many times I've been like, you know what? I'm going to write today. I'm going to bang out some my 500 words. I'm just going to get a chapter down, whatever. Oh, good. Yes. So I think this applies to being an artist as well. Someone just put a comment in there. Yeah, about that. So anyway, so it's not sitting down to do your art or to do your writing, or it's not doing the actual writing or the actual art that's difficult. It's getting yourself to sit down and do it, right? And anyway, yeah, so true. I can't tell you how many times I've been like, you know what? Now's a great time to do the 7 loads of laundry I need to do, or finally clean out the fridge, or, you just come up with all these different distractions and projects that you decide you all of a sudden want to tackle because the idea of actually sitting down and doing your work is scary. And that's what he defines as resistance. So most of us have 2 lives, the life we live and then the unlived life within us, so our potential life. And what stands between those 2 is resistance. It was easier, I found this so interesting, and he actually explains this in detail in the book, but it was literally easier for Hitler to start World War II than it was for him to face a blank square of canvas. Is that not crazy? I don't even know the story, so I won't even get into that, but read the book because he provides detail on that, and that's just fascinating to me. Resistance cannot be seen, touched, heard, or smelled. It can be felt. Okay, we already basically went over that. So let's see. The warrior and the artist live by the same code of necessity, which dictates that the battle must be fought anew every day. So and let's see, you said it's procrastination because we were afraid of sitting down and becoming blocked in the moment. Yes, that's very true. So I think procrastination is resistance in action. Someone just put that in a comment. So The awakening artist must be ruthless. Let's see. This was an interesting one. We don't just put off our lives today. We put them off until our deathbed. So if we keep giving in to resistance, we are going to keep doing it until the day we die, until we finally admit that the things we're doing are resistance. And something that let's see. Okay, so this is really interesting. So something that I noticed when I was reading this book is it literally talks about that resistance can be causing a fight with your significant other. Hey, Sean, waving at you here. So I'm talking about resistance and how resistance is factored into me writing a book or any creative endeavor, talking about The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. But anyway, yeah, so it talks about how resistance literally could be the fact that you've pushed off writing all day, and you feel this anxiety and you feel this tension because your heart is calling you to do it, but you have not done it. You're too nervous, you're procrastinating, whatever. Resistance has come into play. And then you for whatever reason, start a fight. Well, we know the reason. You start a fight with your significant other because you're irritable, or it actually talks about because we didn't do our work. That almost like getting that attention from our significant other, that is some people's way of coping with that friction that they feel from the resistance. So literally we try to distract ourselves by doing other things. So laundry, housework, errands, whatever. Distract ourselves by maybe escaping reality, drinking, watching a movie, watching TV, whatever it is. Or we might try to distract ourselves by just getting attention from other people, even if that's negative attention, even if that's causing fights with your significant other. And I was totally thinking about times where, poor Corey, I totally did that to him when I'd felt bad because I didn't get my writing down, and I would start something with him. Ooh, I like that. So someone was just saying they've started live streaming their artwork online. And yes, that really does add some accountability to it. I like that. I think that's really good. So I'm just going to go a little bit further in here. I don't want to read this entire article to you because it's really, really long. Okay, so next it talks about rationalization. So rationalization is resistance's right-hand man. Its job is to keep us from feeling shame that we would feel if we truly faced what cowards we were being for not doing our work. So it's the validation we give ourselves. Like, you know what? I really should. I want to write, but I really need to get the laundry done. I have 7 loads of laundry that I haven't done. I need to be, a good wife. I need to function. I need to wear clothes. Like, these are the things we tell ourselves. So you might be distracting yourself, or you know what, Corey and I need to work out this problem. We're in a fight now. That is me rationalizing the fact that I'm not doing my work. And if I were to just sit down and do my work, I would feel the most fulfilled because that's what I'm being called to do, right? Okay, yes, I will follow you. I will definitely follow you. Hi, Devin. How are you? Ooh, and hello, Samantha. Okay, so this is really interesting. Okay. So really it talks about becoming, thank you. Someone just called me a great human being. That makes me so happy. So it talks about how the whole purpose of resistance, and it really talks about resistance in this book as if it's almost like a separate entity with with a negative drive to just pull us away from our work. It's almost like an evil being. So it says that, thank you, I really appreciate that. Someone just said I motivate them daily, and that makes me very happy. Thank you. So with this book, it says that when we become professionals, and that doesn't just necessarily mean we've achieved some sort of, we've published a book, now we're professional. It's not any sort of achievement. It's really defined in this way. So when we become professionals, it says that resistance hates that because basically we've beat resistance. So a professional is someone who shows up every day, shows up no matter what, stays on the job all day if you can. Of course, if you're writing a book or doing something else that you may be doing on the side, that's not always feasible, but at least show up for the time. Maybe you block out an hour or two a day or some time on the weekend, whatever it is, showing up consistently when you can. You are committed over the long haul. The stakes are high and real. We accept, we do not over-identify with our jobs. We master the technique of our jobs. We have a sense of humor about our jobs, and we receive praise and blame in the real world. So, and it says, the professional, though he or she accepts money, does his work out of love. The professional acts in the face of fear. The amateur believes he must first overcome his fear and then he can do his work. This is a really good one. The professional knows that fear can never be overcome completely. He knows that there's no such thing as a fearless warrior or a dread-free artist. Interesting, isn't it? So really, it's not about squashing your fear, and I think that's pretty interesting, because no matter how many books I write, and I plan to continue writing books until the day I die, no matter how many books I write, I'm always probably going to feel that fear, just to varying degrees, and I guess about different parts of the process, I'm sure. But the professional is someone who acts in place of that fear. The amateur foolishly believes they need to overcome that before they can begin their real journey. The professional understands that resistance is fertile and ingenious. It will throw stuff at him that he's never seen before. So that was a really interesting part of this. I think the most mind-blowing part of this book was me just realizing how many little things in my life that I was doing that were actually me resisting my true calling, which was to sit down and write and get this book out there. So many things, oh my gosh, so many things I was distracting myself with. Okay, let's see. So this I thought was pretty interesting. Yes, staying motivated helps creativity and to be personally better. Yes, I agree completely. So the professional loves her work. She is invested in it wholeheartedly, but she does not forget that the work is not her. Her artistic self contains many works and many performances. Already the next is percolating inside of her. The next will be better, and the one after that better still. I found that really interesting because there's something freeing about not identifying too closely with your work, because if I'm defining myself as an author and then I get criticism on my book, if that's really what I've really, I don't know, I guess melded my identity to, I'm going to be very, very distraught when people criticize my work, right? So it's almost like separating yourself. Like, you are not your work. You are an author, you craft a book, or you are an artist, you craft paintings, or whatever it is, but that work is not you. So you can almost not take it as personally when you're criticized or whatever. All right, so okay, so there are actually a lot more things in this book that I'm not even going to get into, because this could be a very, very, very long video. But so it kind of ends by saying, creative work is not a selfish act or a bid for attention on the part of the actor. It is a gift to the world and every being on it. Don't cheat us of your contribution. Give us what you got. How cool is that? I think a lot of us feel like, oh, I want to be an author, or I want to put myself out there on social media, or I want to start this business, or I want to act or sing, or whatever it is. But whatever creative endeavor we have inside of us, sometimes, and I feel like that's resistance, right? Sometimes we're convincing ourselves that we're being selfish and that we shouldn't do it. And that almost might spawn from a place of, of fear, of like, okay, if I keep doing this and then I'm criticized, that would be horrible. So maybe I'll just convince myself that I shouldn't be doing that it's selfish, right? And I've totally done that. I did that end of last year into early this year, and did not realize actually until literally sitting here right now and kind of putting the two together that was just resistance at work. I might need to read this book again because it has been a while. But so anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's a really, really great book. Again, it's called The War of Art by Steven Pressfield, and it was life-changing for me. It is what convinced me to actually finish my book. And the podcast, Please Finish Your Book, was really good. And I'm pretty sure I heard about this book on that podcast. So I would highly recommend that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Oh, I want to just talk about this comment really quick. I don't give in to criticism because there's a reason it was created. Yes, I think that's really good. Anything you can do to separate yourself from that criticism and not take it too personally is great. I love it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm going to definitely share more about this topic because I know it's so interesting because I didn't tell a lot of people that I was writing a book for a long time. I didn't post about it on social media until, I know I did probably last year, I guess, end of last year. But anyway, the more and more I've talked about it, the more and more people I've found also want to write books or are writing books. Like one of my team members is writing a children's book. She's actually already written it. They're working on the illustrations and it's really good. And I'm really excited. It's just cool because if you don't talk about these things, you don't realize how many other aspiring or or already existing authors there are around you, or creatives, professionals. We're professionals. If you read this book, let me know. I want to hear from you. And absolutely, I will hit you up. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you soon.